Hi, welcome back to another video. Tonight's video I'm going to be looking at this JBL Charge 3. The listing here says that, let me just get it. It says JBL speaker, fuzz was coming from the left speaker and I tried to fix it but took the right speaker out by mistake and damaged it. I'll get a picture of the listing up there now in a second. This actually came as part of a job lot that I got for €20, so it was pretty cheap for this price, but I'll just play some sound on it anyway. I've checked and it does have fuzz coming out of the right speaker. It says here it was the left speaker, so maybe this is the damaged speaker. There's nothing coming up from this speaker, so I'll just play some music there so you can kind of hear it does fuzz. So yeah, if you can, I don't know if you can hear that, but it is kind of vibrating. So I'm going to take it apart, try and see what's wrong with this one. I'm going to probably look at this one first, and then I guess we'll just look at them both at the same time, I guess. And these are fairly easy to open, so I'll probably just fast forward through this part. Okay, so here's the listing. It came as a job lot. It's just a fast look at it. I paid 20. It was 15 for shipping. And it came with everything here in the pictures. This power supply, and there's the speaker, and these motherboards, that keyboard, this motherboard, that processor, and this motherboard. Now down here it stated mixed electronics for repairs or repair. JBL Charge 3 powers up, fuzz coming out of the left speaker, and I tried to fix it but I took the right speaker out by mistake and damaged it, so that's why I'll be looking at in this video. But it says here I got an AM4 B450 Max Tomahawk and that it's dead. I've actually tested that and it is actually powering on, so I'll have to wait till I get I need RAM and a CPU to test that. But it is turning on. It says here that it's dead, but it's turning on. XFS or XFX Pro 650W modular power supply shuts down when you connect it to a GPU. I've checked that and it seems to be working fine for me. So it must have been the graphics card he was plugging it into must have been faulty. AM4 ASRock B450M HDV powers on but no display. Again, that powers on, it has no display, but I don't have a CPU to test it, so I might look at this in the future if there is no display. The Athlon X4 missing a pin. Yeah, that's missing a pin, but I don't even know if I'd bother even fixing that because it's just a shitty enough CPU, you know. The AM4 MSI B450 Pro M2 Max damaged socket. Yeah, that has a damaged socket, and it's also missing components you can't actually see, so I don't know if I'll even bother trying to fix that. The 0x51 mechanical keyboard, that's working fine. I'm using that right now. And so here the picture, there's the one with the damaged socket, but it's also missing components. I can't see, you can't see in this picture, but it is missing capacitors. Might look at it in a future video. There's the power supply. The power supply works fine. JBL Charge, yeah, that's broken. Tomahawk, he said that's dead, but it is powering on, and the keyboard is fine. And there's the other, what's that, the B450 ASRock. He says that's the one with no display, but he has the wrong processor in it. I'm pretty sure this processor isn't compatible, so I've been looking, like I don't think, if you put a pin in, like he said, that processor will work, but I don't think this processor actually is compatible with this motherboard, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so that might explain why he's having no display. And for my next video here, I have actually brought this Ryzen 7 2700. He wanted 50 for it. I offered him, if I can get down to now, yeah, I offered him 20. He accepted €20 for it. It was €5 shipping, so €25. But he says Ryzen 7 2740 CPU boots the BIOS and won't boot any operating system, Windows or Linux, etc. Not sure what the issue is, so we'll troubleshoot that and hopefully, you know, we can get it going again. It might be dead cores or something, I don't know, but for €20, I mean, it's worth having a look at it in the next video. Okay, so I'm just going to play some sound there again just to see what. So this is the speaker that's working, it's crackling, and this speaker isn't working at all. So I'll have a look at this one first. I'll take this out and see if see what's the story with this one. The one here, the one on the right, is probably just going to be a loose connection or a bad connection. Okay, so this speaker isn't actually in at all. So it says on the listing that this fuzz was coming from the left speaker. Like this is the left speaker. Okay, I just see something now. This actual wire is supposed to be attached underneath, like this wire. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little wire here. And it's supposed to be connected underneath like this one. So maybe that's what was causing fuzz from this speaker. And he probably did a similar thing over here. Maybe he's damaged this wire or something on this speaker when he was trying to repair it. So I'll try and solder this wire back on. I'm probably just going to solder it back. I think it'll probably be fine if I solder it to the front rather than actually going in underneath, because I don't think I'll be able to do that. And I'll connect this speaker up just to check if I got sound on this speaker, and then I'll look at this speaker. So I'm going to get the soldering iron there now. Okay, so let me just put this aside a second, and I think it's this wire here. So I don't know if you can see this very good, but I'm just going to solder this wire here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just going to solder it back onto here, and then I'm going to solder. I mean, there should be wires inside there. Solder it back onto these. So I guess, I don't know, he must have pulled the speaker out, to be honest. That's all I could see it happening, but let's just see. Okay, so that wire's on there now, so now I'm going to try and reattach it to these. Now this is going to be much more tricky because it's trying to hold this fucking thing now. Okay, so they are soldered back now, so I just turned it on again just to see. Just want to check, is this speaker working? That was really hard to solder just because the angle of it was just fucking head wrecking. Okay, so that speaker sounds alright once it's pressed down and held in there properly, like, so I'll screw that back in. I'll have a look at this, it sounds alright there. But I guess maybe this one started trying like drowning it out a bit, maybe. You can't really hear the crackling, but I'd have a look at it anyway, but the speaker seems alright. Sorry, I can't really turn it up too loud either because my daughter's asleep now, so I'll have to do kind of a full louder test tomorrow. Let's give it one more fast test. Yeah, there's definitely still a crackle coming from this side, so I'm going to take this one apart now and just have a look at that. Okay, so it's very hard to see, but there's this yellow wire here is completely loose and falling around the place. So this piece here is actually broken where it's supposed to be soldered to, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to solder it back to that, but what I do is I just try and resolder it back onto this. It's after coming loose from here and see if that'll stop the crackling. Okay, so I got that speaker on as best I can now. It was really fucking annoying to solder, so I just screwed in and give it a fast test. Okay, so they actually sound fine now, there's no crackling, so I'm just going to put it back together and I'll give it one final test, and when it's fully back together I'll just make sure it's still charging and stuff. It was, I haven't actually tried to charge it, but pretty sure it's fine. He did only say that it was the speakers he went at, so I'll put it back together and just double check that it's still working and give it one final test, like I said. Okay, so it's back together. I'm just going to get a charger just to make sure it charges. Okay, so I got the charger now, and plug it in, and I do get a charging light, so it's charging fine. Like I said, I'd give it one more test just to make sure that it's not crackling. Okay, so it's sounds perfect, and I can't turn it up any louder than that, 'cause like I said, my daughter's in bed, but sounds perfect. So if you like this content and you want to come and see my next video where I'll be looking at that Ryzen 7 CPU, it doesn't post, or it doesn't boot to Windows, but it will put boots to the BIOS only. I'll try and troubleshoot that. I haven't got it yet, but it should be here during the week, so probably in a week's time I'll make that video, and hopefully I see you then. Thanks for watching.